Now, let's start with the pharmaceutical sector next, and the news of three big deals concerning the Swiss firm Novartis.
Yeah, it's a really big shake-up in the industry. In fact, three major deals, as you said, worth $28 billion in total. Novartis has announced it's to buy a key cancer drug business from GlaxoSmithKline for $16 billion. In exchange, it's to sell its vaccines business, excluding the particularly lucrative flu vaccine part of that, to the British firm for another $7 billion. And on top of that, it's selling its animal health division to Eli Lilly for over $5 billion. This shake-up comes after the chief executive of Novartis, Joe Jimenez, began reviewing the business for possible sales last year. The company is looking to streamline its operations after sluggish profit growth in recent years. It's been hovering around the $9 billion mark annually recently. A lot of money, but not enough for Novartis.
Now, Stephen, is that news moving the markets?
Yeah, we've seen Novartis' share price, unsurprisingly, going up by about 2.7% in Switzerland today. In London, GlaxoSmithKline, GSK, up over 4.5% a couple of minutes ago. It's generally quite a positive start to trading in Europe, as you can see, markets getting back to business after the long weekend. London's FTSE 100 leading the gains there, up 0.5%. Over in Asia, the Nikkei in Tokyo closed down almost 0.8%, just over slightly, wiping out the earlier gains we'd seen on that market. The Hang Seng and Shanghai Composite around the flat line, no great movements. Traders in Asia saying that it was quite a light day of trading after that long weekend.
Right, well, next to the online video service Netflix, which has announced its results on Monday.
Yeah, the company's once again beaten Wall Street expectations with results for the first 3 months of this year. Its profit rose by 9% to over $53 million. The firm says it's expecting to expand its international business in particular this year. It said it'll get a 50% increase in subscribers from those outside of the United States. That includes expanding into markets like Germany and France, although it is still facing some regulatory boundaries before that can happen. Despite the good results, though, the company is planning a price rise for new customers. Mark Thompson has the story.
Nearly 50 million subscribers and counting. Netflix accounts for over a third of all videos streamed on the internet in the US alone. On Monday, the company reported a profit of $53.1 million. That's up on last year's first quarter. It also saw a boost in both US and international account holders. But subscribers are set to pay a little bit more than they're used to. New customers will have to stump up an extra $1 or $2 a month to sign up. Those with existing accounts are likely to see the price bump in another couple of years.
Welcome to Washington.
Original programming like House of Cards and Orange is the New Black has helped give Netflix the edge in a fast-growing market. It's not finished yet. The company is still aiming to double its domestic base, and it's also eyeing up international markets as US growth slows.
What we've become really convinced about is around the world, people want the convenience of internet on-demand video, and that really is a very big and broad need.
Meanwhile, Netflix is urging the US Justice Department not to allow the $45 billion merger of the country's two largest cable providers. It's warned that together, Comcast and Time Warner Cable would have free rein to charge unprecedented fees for broadband width, vital to the Netflix service.
Now, here in France, unions and employers are preparing to get details of the government's plan to cut 50 billion euros in public spending by 2017. The details to be announced by Prime Minister Manuel Valls on Wednesday after the cabinet meets. Now, the cuts are part of President Hollande's so-called responsibility pact with employers, where they're to see payroll taxes cut in an effort to stimulate job creation. Now, we already know some of the details of this plan. We know it'll contain salary freezes for civil servants and welfare payment freezes also for up to a year. Let's listen to what the head of the hardline CGT union had to say about the plan on French radio this morning.
Who is going to help us repay the debt? If we have no growth, if we have no employment, no pay rises for civil servants, like for the past 7 years, if we continue giving money to businesses without measuring its effect, of course the debt will be a barrier to economic and social development.
Now, Stephen, this last story, as a Londoner, troubles me personally. House prices going up even further.
Yeah, even more difficult to get on that property ladder in London. They say it's not just a bubble in the city, it's a super bubble that has seen prices rise by 18% in the British capital last year. At the end of last year, an average house in London was costing €600,000, or they're expecting it rather to top that at the end of this year. Now, a study from the property consultants JLL says that it will cost first-time buyers a minimum of €85,000 to get on the property ladder. That's down to the deposit, taxes and fees involved. They also say they don't see prices slowing down in the medium term. This is a problem that's going to affect people for many years to come. It's certainly going to price me out of the market. I don't know, maybe Florence Villamino might have a hidden stash of cash if she wants to invest in London.
I wish I did, but not quite yet, maybe.
Maybe later.
All right, Stephen Carroll, thanks very much for that business update for us. And now it's time to take a look at what's grabbing the headlines around the world.